Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining our Mystery Shopping 101 webinar. Our speakers today are Diana Paone and Emily Barnes, and they're going to give you a full walkthrough of what mystery shopping is and how to get started. They will also answer some questions that were submitted through the registration process. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, please feel free to use the Q&A feature on your screen. We have members of the team standing by that are here to help, so just ask questions as they come. After the webinar, we'll be sending a recording so you can review it at your own time. And with that, I'll pass it off to Emily and Diana.
Thanks, Teresa. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. It's nice to meet you. My name is Diana Paone, and I'm a senior account manager here at Ipsos. I started in the mystery shopping industry about 17 years ago, just like you. I was a shopper, did my first shop and loved it. Since then, I have done a lot of different things in the industry. Right now, I currently work on projects in retail, banking, food service, gas and oil, among other things. And in my free time, I work with rescuing animals.
Hi, my name's Emily Barnes, and I'm a field coordinator with Ipsos. I entered the mystery shopping world about 11 years ago, scheduling mystery shops. And over the years, I've moved into a few different roles. Today, I'm helping to manage a couple projects. I'm also a mom to 2 little girls, and in my free time, I am a power lifter and just competed in my first competition. So today we will cover how to get started creating your business, how and where to find work, the basics of mystery shopping, tips on getting better, and lastly, we will answer some commonly asked questions.
So with that, we'll get started with a brief definition of what mystery shopping is. So mystery shopping is a method used by companies to measure their sales, their service, job performance of their employees, compliance, all kinds of information. They can gather this information about their own market or their competitors' market, including their competitors' products, the kind of service that their competitors are delivering, all kinds of things. Mystery shoppers are the key to providing this information, and we like to call you guys the heart of the house, because without you, we could not do what we do. So let's talk a little bit about creating your business. These are some basic steps that you'll want to use to put your best foot forward when you first get started, to build your brand, your mystery shopping brand. First and foremost, you're considered an independent contractor. You're not an employee with any mystery shopping company that you work for. You are a vendor partner, and therefore you will have your own business or brand. When you register for a company, you will need to provide your personal information. So that could be your social security number or a tax ID number. Make sure you're doing your research and finding reputable companies so that when you're providing this information, it's in a safe space. And don't pay to register for any company. There's a lot of legitimate companies out there, and a good company will never ask you to pay to register to do work for them. A couple of pro tips that we have are, like we said, create a small business that helps you keep your personal social security number separate from maybe a tax ID number that you create, just to keep everything separate in your personal life and your mystery shopping world. And then create an email address that you use just for mystery shopping. That also helps you stay organized and helps you keep your personal emails separate from anything that you might get when you start registering for companies and you start your shopping journey. So however you choose to get started, stay organized from day one. So speaking of other mystery shopping companies, there are hundreds of legitimate companies out there. We suggest that you choose wisely when you're picking one. Start with just 3 to 5 companies, do your research. We're excited. We know you're excited, and we are too. We love that, but we just want you to take it slow. Make sure you're doing your research. You can use the MSPA, that's the Mystery Shopping Providers Association. It's like the Better Business Bureau for mystery shopping companies, and they have tons of information about reputable companies on there, who's a trusted company, what's good companies that you can work with. I'm proud to say that Ipsos is part of that list, and we've actually been chosen as the shopper's choice in mystery shopping companies for the last 4 years running. I talked a little bit already about never paying to register to be a mystery shopper, but the MSPA is something that you might want to invest a little bit of time and money in just as you get your business going. So again, take your time, do your research, make sure you're working with good companies, and add additional companies as you are ready and want to grow your business. A few must-haves that you need to be a mystery shopper are a valid Social Security number or tax ID number. You need to be at least 18 years of age or older. You want to have a smart device that's capable of taking good quality photos. Those photos are what we use as proof of your visit and what things were used, how you said they were. Photos provide that evidence. You need reliable transportation. So that doesn't have to be your own car. That can be, ride with a friend, take the bus. You don't have to own a car to be a mystery shopper. As long as you get where you say you're going to be when you say you're going to be there, that's transportation enough for us. You need good verbal and written communication so that when you're writing up your report at the end of your mystery shop, you can communicate well with us and explain what happened during your experience. You need internet access. That does not mean that you have to pay to have internet access. You can just go to a hotspot and submit your shops there when you're done. And you need to have a PayPal account. So Ipsos does pay by PayPal. So you want to make sure you have that valid account set up with PayPal before you get started. And then a couple of recommendations from some of our pro shoppers that have been doing this for a while. A zipper bag to hold your receipts. If you're doing more than one shop in a day, you want to make sure that you're just staying organized, keeping your receipts. You don't want to lose anything because that's a way that you can get reimbursed. So you want to make sure you're holding on to those. You might need a flashlight if you're doing shops in the evening and you want to shine a light on something. Extra batteries or a charger or a device is always a good idea. You don't want to be out in the field doing something and your phone dies and then you're kind of stuck. A safety vest is something that we always ask for shoppers that are completing our gas and oil shops. And then a mileage calculating app is another good recommendation for you to be able to track your expenses if you're going to be out driving around while you're doing your shops. So let's talk a little bit about how and where to find work. So Sassy and Shopmetrics are two platforms that Ipsos uses, and you should register for both of them. We have two because our clients have different needs, and we allow them to choose, and we help them decide what's the right space for their project. So you definitely want to register for both. When you log in, you'll see front and center on both of these spaces a map or a list of the available shops that are near you. You can click through that list, and you can find more information about the shops, including like how much they pay, what the requirements are. In some cases, you can even review the guidelines before you get started just to decide if it's right for you. So Shopmetrics has an app, so you can do these on the go. Sassy doesn't have an app, but it's super mobile friendly. So again, even though there's not technically an app that you download, super easy to use and submit your shops right on your mobile device. And you get to decide what gigs you want to do based on your interests and where you might be located for the day. We even have phone and online shops that can be done right from your home. Ultimately, you're in control, so you decide what's good for you. And the third space that we have that we offer mystery shops on is Presto. So Presto isn't owned by Ipsos, but it's an app that we use, and a lot of other mystery shopping companies host shops here. So it's really cool. It's actually one of my favorite places to do shops. You can download Presto from your Play Store or by scanning one of the QR codes on the screen, or look for the little sea otter icon there. Presto is a map. So wherever you're located, when you open the Presto app, you'll see pins. Every pin represents a shop. So if you're at home and you open the map, it's going to look a little different than if you're across town and you open that app and what the map looks like, because it kind of geolocates based on where you are, which is really cool because it allows you to pick shops based on where you are for the moment. So if you're like, on your lunch break at work and you've got a couple of minutes to open the Presto map, you could grab a shop and do it and submit it right away. And Presto pays really quickly. So within 1 to 3 days, you're usually paid for your shop. There's two kinds of shops available there. So we have different colored pins, the Insta pins, which are shops that can be done quickly and submitted quickly right on that app, are typically blue, red, yellow, or pink. Again, you can claim them, claim them, complete them, and you're paid in 1 to 3 days. And then we have the standard mystery shopping pins that are available with multiple companies that are orange. Same way, you claim them by clicking on that pin and saying that you agree to do that shop and completing it right there on the Presto app. So let's talk a little bit now about getting shopping. Now that you know where and how to find the work, let's talk about getting shopping. So thinking back to my first shop, I was so excited. I did it, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do more. And I wanted to just grab everything that was out there. So we love the enthusiasm. We love that you're excited about getting started. We suggest starting slow though, just with one shop. So you can see the image on the screen here. All those green circles represent shops. And if you were to click in and scroll into that map, there's even multiple shops in some areas. So there's a lot out there to do. There's a lot out there to see to get your business going. So log into your shopper account, find something that interests you, expand or reduce your radius based on where you are, then apply for the shop. So again, you'll click through, you'll apply for it, and you'll wait for that approval to make sure that you are assigned that shop before you get started. Couple of pro tips, don't overcommit, right? Just do one at a time, start with one, then you can always add to it. Know the requirements before you get going, and wait for that confirmation email before you get started. Sometimes that's instant, and sometimes we have to just make sure that you qualify before we can assign you to a shop. So for every shop that you accept, you'll be provided with a copy of shopper guidelines. They are your step-by-step for conducting your mystery shop according to the client requirements. So everything that you need to know is in there. Read carefully. For every single shop that you do, they change often. So even if you complete a shop and then maybe a week later you're going to complete a similar or same shop at a different location, just open the guidelines, make sure nothing changed, so that you don't miss anything. Some shops require you to also complete a short certification quiz. All of the answers that you will need to complete that quiz are in those shopper guidelines. So again, just make sure that you are reading carefully. A pro tip here is if there's something that you don't understand, reach out for support before you're conducting your shops. Shops can be rejected for something that might seem small to you, but might be super important to a client. We also ask that you plan ahead, right? So as soon as you're assigned a mystery shop, go ahead and open those guidelines. Reach out to us if you have any questions at that point. Try to avoid doing that the day of your shop. We get hundreds of emails every single day, and we do try our best to get to you, but sometimes that might be not in time for you to be able to do that shop if you're contacting us that day. So again, plan ahead. It'll just help you be more organized and prevent those shops from being rejected.
Okay, so as Diana just covered, every shop has a set of guidelines, and I'm just going to break down for you what you should expect to see in those guidelines, what kind of information we're going to give to you. The first section is the mission. It'll give you the overall goal of the shop. Will you need to evaluate customer service, or are you just checking for cleanliness? Are you having an in-person experience, or is it only online? That information will all be the first thing you read, so you have an idea of what you need to do. After the mission, you will see a step-by-step guide of how to conduct your shop. Literally A, B, C, D, every single step you need to hit when you're doing your shop. Next, if needed, you'll see a how-to section that will go into any small details you need to know about that specific location. So for example, you can see we explain how to check a gas pump. If you're doing a gas audit, you may need to check that a gas pump is functioning correctly, or if it's marked out of order, is it marked correctly? We'll give you all those details. And finally, you will see the detailed requirements. This is your purchase requirements, time restrictions, the photos you're going to need to take. Everything written in these guidelines is really important. We've worked to scale it down to just the nitty-gritty of everything you need to know, and they will be your biggest resource for your shops. So your application was approved and you read the materials, you passed the certification, and your shop is scheduled for tomorrow. By now, you should be ready to get out there and shop. Keeping your commitment is important, not only to the mystery shopping provider you're partnered with, but also critical to your success and the brand that you're trying to build. Conduct your assignment as agreed. Submit your survey by the posted deadline. That's really the most important thing. The more consistent you are, the stronger our partnership will be. And we get it. Plans change. I have 2 little kids. Sickness has happened for the last 3 months straight, so I totally understand. Luckily, we have systems that are really user-friendly, and you can usually reschedule your shop at your convenience. If things need to change and you need any help, you can communicate with us. At the end of this, we'll go over the easiest ways you can use to get in contact with us. Okay, so congratulations, you completed your first assignment. Now it's time to fill out your report. The survey you fill out contains data we share with our clients. That's why it's important to be objective unless you're specifically asked to give your opinion. Stick to the facts of your shopping experience. Be sure to upload clear photos with your report. Diana touched on this earlier. This is your proof that what you're reporting is exactly what you saw when you were there. Write in full sentences that are grammatically correct. Your comment should allow anyone reading your report to get a clear idea of what happened during your shop. Proofread and save often. That way you won't lose all the hard work that you're putting into this. Reports are reviewed in the order they're submitted, which can take a few days. Quality control editors go over your responses and they may reach out to you if they have any follow-up questions. This is another reason why it's important to review everything before you submit your shop so that it looks exactly the way you want it to. The more accurate and buttoned up you can be when you submit your report, the faster it'll go through editing and the faster you can get paid. So you've submitted your shop and it's been approved. Now you get paid. Ipsos is one of the few mystery shopping companies that pays their shoppers every week, and pay varies depending on the complexity of your project. Shopmetrics and Sassy platforms pay our shoppers every Tuesday via PayPal, so make sure you registered your account with your PayPal email. The Presto platform pays our shoppers on Monday and Thursday, and there you can be paid via PayPal, direct deposit, or Amazon gift card. Okay, so we covered all the logistical stuff. Let's cover some best practices. Again, Diana touched on it earlier. Don't forget to stay organized. Double check your guidelines and watch your time frames. Know your tools and make sure if you need a camera or if you need certain apps that you have them ready to go before you conduct your shop so you know how everything works. Double check your work before submission. Make sure the guidelines were followed, your grammar makes sense, and you have all the photos you're going to need. We always recommend just taking a few extra photos. That way, if we need to see anything that we've missed, you'll have it already there to give to us. And last and most important, we keep saying it over and over, resubmit by your deadline that you committed to and stay on your timeline. We recommend that you spend some time exploring your options. Just browse around and see what best fits for you. Some companies offer shops in different places or on mobile apps. So we just suggest checking back often and trying something new.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily. So we have some questions and answers. Like Teresa said, some of these answers were, questions were already submitted. If you guys do have questions based on what you just heard, you can do them in the live chat that you're in right now. So I'm new to I'm a new mystery shopper, sorry. What is the best way to stay organized and manage time? Keep good records. I cannot stress the importance of that more. Start from day one with a log of your shops. A lot of people just use Excel. Best way to do it, cross them off when they're done, highlight them something. You can also keep a log of your expenses and your income that way. Just make sure you're staying organized. How does tax season work as a contractor? So this is a great question, and this is one that's very appropriate for this time of the year. So you'll receive a 1099 form from whichever mystery shopping company that you work for at the end of each year, as long as you made over $600 for that company. And that's what you'll file with the IRS. Reimbursement isn't taxable for mystery shopping, so you want to make sure, again, that you're staying organized. Many expenses are tax deductible as well, so that's why I talked already a little bit about keeping really, really good records, so that you're, keeping what you have as income separate from what is something that you had as something that you had to pay out and then was reimbursed, versus any expenses that you have when it comes to mystery shopping. So how does payment work on Sassy and Shopmetrics? Emily touched on this a little bit, but Ipsos does pay through PayPal weekly for any shop that was submitted and has been validated and accepted by the prior Friday. So again, we pay on Tuesdays. So anything that's been checked and good to go by the prior Friday will fall on that Tuesday pay cycle. Make sure that you have a valid PayPal email address and that you're using it when you register in both of these sites. Just as a little side note, over the holidays, November and December, the entire months, as a way to say thank you to our wonderful shoppers, we pay twice a week. So really cool. And what different types of shops can I expect? We have retail, banking, restaurant, gas and oil, car services, shipping, home improvement, auditing, you name it, we've got it. And other mystery shopping companies have very, very similar and even probably more types of shops as well. Start with something easy like a restaurant shop and build your portfolio from there based on what you like, what your preferences are. Are there any specific steps I should take to secure high-paying shops? First of all, compensation is based on the ask, right? So high-paying does usually mean that a shop is going to be more complicated and more involved, so not necessarily one that you would want to do as a brand new mystery shopper. But the most important step is to build those relationships with us, stay reliable, keep in communication with us, always keep your commitment, stay positive, stay connected with us. If you have a connection with somebody that you know and you communicate, stay connected, be available. That's the way to do it. How is the pay rate determined for mystery shops? Does the client choose? So no, the client doesn't choose. It's based on the requirements of the shop, the length of time it takes you to complete it, and on occasion, the location that it's at. How do I get consistent shops? So shops are available on a first come, first serve basis. So I talked a little bit about going to that map or that list in Sassy and Shopmetrics or Presto. When you click on a shop, it's yours. You've been assigned, that's yours. So that's the first come, first serve basis. So we definitely recommend checking these job boards often, several times a week, daily if that's your thing. Be reliable, submit good reports, and keep building your shopper portfolio. Any tips on writing a great summary and taking pictures discreetly? So keep your narrative factual and specific to the questions you're asked. Opinions should only be shared if we ask for them. So a lot of times, you might say, well, I felt this, or it seemed like this, but that's not a factual thing. So it's really important to just stick to the facts of what happened during your visit. But we will ask on occasion, like, how did you feel after you had this interaction? And that's a great place to offer your opinion. When it comes to taking pictures, act natural. Everybody is literally taking pictures of everything in their lives today. So you shouldn't feel odd. I think if you feel odd, that's what's going to cause somebody to draw attention to you. Turn your shutter sound off and your flash off. Act like you're taking a selfie, or you're texting, or you're have someone on speakerphone and you're talking and you're really clicking the little button on the side and taking a picture. Once you do it, you'll be a natural. It's really, really easy. What do I do, excuse me, if I'm completing a shop and I don't have internet? So in some cases, you can enter and save your work until you have internet services. Often, you can connect at a local hotspot and that's just fine. Some shops do require you to check in when you're on location. That's typically something in Presto. So being able to connect to the internet is important, but and ultimately, you'll need to be connected to the internet to submit your surveys, but it's not necessary for you to pay for internet services to be a mystery shopper. There's plenty of places that you can connect and do that for free. I have not done a reveal shop. How do you properly do the shop, then reveal you are the mystery shopper? So let the guidelines direct you. All of the steps are going to be in there, but you're going to start just like a regular mystery shop. So just cool as a cucumber, doing your thing, going in, acting like, you're just a regular customer. You go back to your car. You'll be given an authorization letter. Anytime a shop is revealed, we provide you with a letter of authorization in case anybody's like asking what you're doing there. You'll present that to the clerk, the cashier, the associate. For the revealed portion, you'll introduce yourself and you'll let them know you're there to conduct their shop and their audit. At that point, it's no longer a mystery shop, so you're free to move about the building and do what you need to do to complete that assignment. So, do you have any tips on balancing multiple shops? Yes, actually, plan your day before you leave the house and make sure you're leaving time for the unexpected. So traffic, weather, whatever it might be. Leave a little extra time. Don't book your day so full that you don't have any time in between shops, or in between when you might have to pick your children up or whatever. Make sure you've read your guidelines and you're familiar with all the requirements of the shop before you even leave your house. You can discreetly take notes in your phone to help you remember what happened on a shop, and we suggest that you actually try to submit your mystery shops after you do each one. That way the details are fresh in your mind. You don't have to then go home and spend 2 hours entering 20 shops or whatever it might be, because you're doing them as you go. And make sure you have our contact information handy just in case you run into any issues while you're out in the field. Is it possible to turn mystery shopping into a full-time opportunity? Yes, absolutely yes. We have many mystery shoppers that this is their career. We love that. We hope every brand new person gets to that place. It's what you make of it though, right? So if you dedicate the time to growing your business and being a good, reliable partner and building that good brand for yourself, you can be successful and at being a full-time mystery shopper. Ultimately, you're in control, so you decide how you want to get going and what you want to make of it. How do I learn more about navigating each platform? So we've talked about these platforms: ShopMetrics, Sassy, Presto. We've actually got videos to help you. Each of these QR codes represents a different, deeper dive into each of these platforms, how to navigate them, what you can find there, and best way to grab your shops and start shopping. So make sure you're checking these out when you get some time.
Okay, if you have any additional questions, we have 3 lines of communication available to you. Our most our most frequently used form of contact is our shopper mailbox. It's managed 7 days a week and can be reached at that address, mystery.shopping@ipsos.com. Just remember, we do receive, hundreds of emails a day, and we respond as quickly as we can. If you need more of an immediate response, we offer a phone line available. It's 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. The number's there on the screen. We also have a lot of information on all our socials, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can find out more about shops and opportunities near you. And if you would like a more in-depth mystery shopping experience, we are bringing back Talking Shop for our 3rd year. It's very exciting. In September, we'll be hosting a workshop dedicated to meeting our shoppers and helping you grow your business. This year, the workshop will be held in Los Angeles. So if you're in the area, we'd love to see you. Diane and I will both be there. If you're not able to make it in person, the workshop will be live streamed, so you can go over to ishopforipsos.com for more information and registration. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us.